I haven't done a whole lot of lawnmower content. And this isn't really so much a lawnmower video, but I'm gonna do some work on a zero turn here. I originally bought this. I needed a lot of work. I did a video on that, on getting this kind of refreshed and ready. And it's been a great mower, honestly. It's worked really well as a lawnmower. What I like to do with it is also make it a little more of a utility vehicle. I've got some stuff, small little like garden trailer, and we've got a RV on site permanently, and so we use one of those portable dump tanks to empty the wastewater tank. And I'd like to be able to haul things around the yard. And so I was thinking like maybe a golf cart or a UTV. I don't have a really big piece of property where a UTV is kind of overkill. Golf cart could be fun. We do live in golf cart country. I still might do that, but I have a motorized vehicle that runs on the yard just fine. And I thought this would be nice if I could use it for that. When we lived at our previous house up in Michigan, I had those big like Simplicity, like a traditional lawn tractor. We had a couple acres of grass I had to mow. And it was really nice, but it was more utility. It had a PTO attachment. You could put all kinds of other pieces on it, snow blower, snow plow, stuff like that. But it had a hitch pin on the back for it to haul trailers around. And that was super nice. And I thought, well, can I do that on a zero turn? And it turns out you can. There's a kit to adjust this purpose. So we're going to install this hitch pin kit on this mower and see if we can use it for hauling some stuff around. So stick around. Here's the kit I'm working with. It's really not that complicated and it's not terribly expensive. It's just a plate that you bolt on. Comes with the bolts. I had to get different bolts because the bolts I had weren't long enough. We'll get to that in a minute. But just a plate with a hole in it, and then this pin, it has a very sticky bag. Good heavens. Okay, there we go. And you're just gonna put the pin in, and then this little pin keeps whatever's in there, right? So this just goes down that hole, and that pin keeps it from coming back out. So it's a pretty traditional, basic hitch for small lawn equipment. Now, I'm not going to pull my big, 6x12 landscape cargo trailer with it. I did actually use the mower when I had that Firebird and I had that donor car that didn't run and the engine was locked up. I used the mower with a ratchet strap to actually move it around. So that could work. That was a little bit cumbersome because I didn't have anything to connect the strap to. I was just wrapping it around. So this would have been really interesting. Some of them have kind of a cage that goes around this whole back end, and it's got vent holes in it. And that has in it, this is actually designed really for that purpose. These holes are kind of universal, but they tend to line up with those holes in that bracket, in that plate. And that's why, so the bolts they give you are relatively short because it only has to go through this plate and a plate kind of about a little thicker than this here, but maybe about this thick twice, right? So ½ inch or so maybe. So the bolts are relatively short. I don't have one of those plates. I was gonna fabricate, like weld something across here, but I think I'm just gonna drill through this bar and mount it right there. So that means I need bolts that are long enough to go through here, plus through here, and put a nut on the back end, but not so long they're gonna interfere with the pulley and belt system here. So we'll start. I'm gonna put this up here. I'm gonna use the two static holes there. So we'll start by marking them and drilling them out. Just using this is a liquid chalk marker. You can use a paint pen. If it's a light color, like if this were like that Skag is orange color, so maybe you could just use a Sharpie, but obviously black on black, that's not gonna work. So this just makes a erasable chalk line. Put this up here, and I'm actually gonna let me make sure that it's level. It's on the right side of level. I guess probably some tire inflation, maybe a little bit of slope to the garage floor here. Move that to the middle, make sure. So it's just a little off level. So I'll do this, just kind of try to mimic that here. Let's go underneath. Probably isn't that big a deal that it's perfectly level. It'll just bug me if it's not. I can't see the level from up there. Oh, it moved a little bit. Don't move. Okay. So there's our little marks. The bolts that came with it were a 3/8. Let's get a punch. This doesn't walk on us. So this is just a spring-loaded punch. It'll just give us a little dent so that the bit will hold in that hole. Otherwise it'll kind of want to travel around on me. You want a good sharp blade. Don't push too hard. You just want to push hard enough to keep some pressure on. Let the bit do the work, otherwise it'll get too hot, and or it'll catch and break. There we go. So it's a hollow tube. So then we'll just kind of keep going through to the other side. Okay, there's one. Do the other one. You can, like it's starting to smoke a little bit, getting a little warm. I think I'm gonna throw a little bit of lubricant on there, just a little bit of oil, and that'll keep it from getting too hot. It's drilling just fine, but if you're doing a lot of holes in metal, sometimes it can be a little bit, get a little bit overheated. Use some used oil. This is just some old oil. Just dip it a little bit. And that can just help keep the heat down, keep it nice and smooth. It's still gonna be very hot. I don't know if you can tell, but it's still smoking. Just gonna make sure our holes work, okay? Then we just gotta run our bolts through. I bought new bolts, and I don't remember what I did with them. I bought stainless ones, because this is obviously gonna be exposed to the weather. And I don't know what came with it, but I just didn't want them to rust. And what did I do with those bolts? Dang it. All right, make sure those are gonna fit. Good. Where's our plate at? Right in front of me. I can't see the other side, so I'm trying to do it by feel here. There it is. There we go. Oh, now that one's off. Looks like my other side hole is not exactly square. Like it's kind of at a weird angle. Did not get that straight through. One of them is angled in a little bit. Let's get, so this one doesn't fall back out. Get a nut started on there. Okay. And then play with this one. If I can just thread it in. It's just bound up a little bit, so just kind of threading it in. I'd like to have done a better job of getting that hole straight, but oh well. Let me get a wrench for the backside. Okay, that's it. This particular one is kind of nice because the pin itself has a magnet on it, so it keeps it in there. This just keeps it from vibrating out. And now I can take this well, I could if it was big enough hole. I'm gonna get a smaller pin. This pin's too big for this. I can do with this one. So I can do that. Use the pin that came with the trailer, not use this one. This one's too thick for this trailer, but it'll work for the other one. There we go. So now I just use the pin for the handle for the cart, and I can hook it up to the tractor, and I can pull this around with my mower, haul much heavier things than I can haul by hand. But I don't have to worry about tearing up the yard with a big UTV or my pickup truck. Or it wasn't bad, and it was like, I think it was like $15 or something like that. I'll put a link to it. I don't remember exactly what it was. $15 or $20. There's another few bucks for the stainless hardware from Home Depot. But if this will fit on, if the hardware that it comes with is long enough, it'll work. I just had to buy longer bolts. So now, the downside is, I gotta get to work. I got a lot to do with this cart. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you learned something as always. Appreciate you guys very much, and we'll see you next time.